Hello, welcome. It's Celeste here. Welcome to A Crafter's Story. So I really love making paper beads, but it takes a little bit of planning. So, every now and then I go, yeah, I'll make some paper beads. So today's the day. I've made a lot of them, as you can see. So I've used book pages, I've used magazine pages, I've used music paper. That's, I think, was just craft paper. And let's see, I have used more magazine paper, more book pages. I think this was brown packaging paper, craft paper. So lots of different papers that you can use. And then on some of them I have put an end cap, and on some of them I haven't. So those are my earlier attempts at making beads. The one that I made that I really wanted was something a little bit more boho and colorful. And so I have this bead here that I made out of some paper that I put some gold markings and pink and blue paint pens and glitter glue, and just I went bananas. So that is that one. And then I took some book pages and made this cutie patootie and put an end on, a grommet, I think it's called. I never remember the names of things. I think that's a grommet. So just some book pages, and I scribbled some gold marker and some gold paint onto this one. So I thought, let me make some with you. And in the past I used to use I had a little machine that made these, and it's great, it works great, but the hole's a little small and I wanted a bigger hole. So I'm going to use just a regular standard plastic straw. So save your plastic straws if you ever go out and, buy something where they give you a straw, because you can make your beads with these. So here I have this little one and its friends that are still on the straw. I haven't cut them loose. And then this bigger little chap, I've got 3 more on here. I haven't cut them loose yet either, because I left them drying. I put a high gloss on here, but we'll get to all of that. Alright, so the shape that you need for that particular bead, and there are tons of different shapes. If you Google it, people get really fancy. I just kind of stick to the basics. I've got a piece of paper here that I threw some paint on. I used a couple of paint dots and some gold marker, pink dots, gold dots, and shapes and lines and blotches of paint. And what I did, and what you need to do, is just to get the ends. I'll go a little closer so you can see. You're going to mark 1 centimeter or half an inch, just with a, any pen. Just make your markings 1 centimeter or half an inch all the way along your piece of paper. Repeat that straight underneath with the same markings, half an inch, 1 inch, half an inch, 1 inch, or if you're working in centimeters, they're roughly 1 centimeter apart. And then your first line, okay, let's come back up a little bit. Your first line that you're going to draw is going to be from the first corner, from the top corner, to your first marking at the bottom here. And then from your very first marking to your second. Now you're going in, now you're going to go in twos. You have to have 1 inch or 2 centimeters at your widest section. So it's going to be leave 2 spaces and line up the top at the bottom. Leave 2 spaces, line up the top and the bottom. 2 spaces, line it up. 2 spaces, line it up. I hope I'm making sense. So you basically just make sure that your widest end has 1 inch or 2 centimeters space, and that way you will get you'll be even Stevens. So you can cut it out with a craft knife. I'm just going to quickly cut out some of these strips with my scissors. And it's always amazing to me what your paper looked like originally as a sheet is almost nothing. It completely transforms once it's in a bead form. It just oddly changes what it looks like afterwards. I'll just cut out 2 and let's make 2 beads together like that. We'll put some of these bits and bobs away. Okay, make some space. I'm going to get a little bit of sellotape out, piece of sellotape, and I'm going to put it on my printed side, on my color side there. Once you start rolling, it's going to cover that, you won't see it, but it does help to at least start the get your adhesion, yeah, it's the right word, to start your adhesion to the straw. Okay, let me get a piece of paper out here to protect my surface, and I'm going to go and put some stick glue. You can use any glue, I just find stick glue is the easiest. Get some stick glue down, and so that the paper sticks to itself as you're rolling. So you're just going to roll, take your time, try and make sure that you don't favor one direction to another. And I like to pick it up. Let me bring it up here, you guys can see. I like to bring it up as I'm rolling and just readjust direction as I need to. This glue is drying on me a little, so let me just keep going. I'm not too concerned about the glue if it's not strong glue or if it's not 100% adhering, because I'm going to be using a high gloss sealant on this, and that will take care of any little loose bits. And there is your first bead. Okay, let's do another one. Let's get my sellotape out and get some sellotape onto the colored side again. I am going to get that positioned, adhered, and let's start rolling. I enjoy this. I find it relaxing. I think it's the repetition of it. Just once you've got, you know, all the sort of preparation side out the way, it's quite relaxing to just sit and roll. This one is giving me a little bit of a... So there is some importance to getting your strip somewhat symmetrical when you, which is why I do all the measuring. Otherwise, when you come to roll it, it's going to get all wonky on you. And you know, when you're junk journaling, wonky's fine. Wonky's accepted. But I'd like to be at least a little bit measured here. Okay, make sure there's enough. And it's done. And we have 2. Oops, it's blurring on us. Let's see if I can come up a little slower. Maybe it won't. Oh, this camera. Anyway, there, you've got 2. 2 of them are done. I have some triple thick Brilliant Brush on Gloss Glaze. This is the heavy duty stuff, and you might want to just take some Elmers glue, and because that has a bit of a shine to it, and just cover it with that if you want. You can use Mod Podge. I like this sort of high gloss look. I've got some on here already, and so I'm going to do that. I had a brush. Here's my brush. Okay, so yeah, I couldn't open this yesterday. some of the, so here's my little crafter's tip today, guys. I guess I had gotten some of the glaze onto the lid, onto the threading, and when I closed it the last time, and this thing stuck on like super glue. I could not get it off. So I boiled the kettle, I held it sort of off to the side, and I ran some of the hot water all the way around the lid and then over the top, and I was able to crack it open. Just a little tip there in case you ever have that problem. So here is some of my glaze, and I'm just going to run it all the way along, and it's now sealing my color, it's sealing my layers. And you know, don't put it on too thick. You can always come back and put on another layer, otherwise it's gonna form little drippy bits, and drippy bits are not that great. All right, so I think that's probably spread well enough. Let me do the second one. I'm just holding my brush still at times and brushing it on in different directions at other times, just being careful. I don't want to mess anything up here, but I think I'm okay. I think it's okie dokie. Just okay. And it gets a little sticky really quickly, so I've got to work. I think I'm gonna mess up if I keep going. So now I'm going to use just the back of one of my brushes, and I'm just gonna lay this down, kind of like, get that out the way. Oh dear. Just gonna lay this down and leave it overnight. That needs to cure. It will dry within the next few hours, but it's going to be a bit sticky, and so this stuff definitely takes at least 24 hours before I can, you know, sort of really touch it and not feel any stickiness. And it's going to harden. I mean, this is just paper, this is just printer paper, and you can hear it. It really hardens, it makes it robust. So my recommendation, if you can get your hands on some really good gloss, I would recommend it. I really like these a lot. I just think they are so almost like carnival, really, really pretty. I'm trying to see if this thing won't just refocus, but it won't. I'm sorry. I'll take a photo and maybe see if I can put a photo over here of these. All right. So there, oh, oopie. Let me just get them balanced. All right, there they are. Let me put my glue away. I'm going to cut loose another one of these. I'm just gonna cut down there, and because you've got gloss on here, and because you use the sellotape in the beginning of the rolling process, your straw, sorry, the word escaped my brain for a second. Your straw is going to stay on the inside, which is kind of nice because it gives you some sturdiness. All right, I am trying to, oh my gosh, let me move this away because I know I'm going to knock this any second. I'm just going to move it to a different table. There we go. Now I can work without worrying about knocking anything over. So I'm going to use a sort of bronzy color little end cap, and I'm just going to take my Aleenes and put a little bit of my Aleenes on the end like so. And believe it or not, I don't know the size of these. Can I measure it? Is it 1/4 inch? I think they're 1/4 inch, guys. Anyway, the size of the straw is the perfect hole size for these end caps. All right, so I'm going to put that down, get my glue out, do the other side. And because Aleene's is so nice and sticky, it's not going to fall out. It's going to stick. Now watch it fall out just because I said so. Please don't fall out and make me look stupid. All right, so I've got another one here. I'm going to just stick that in there. And I have another completed with end cap little bead that has its gloss glaze on it. These were made yesterday, so they had quite a bit of time to dry. Here is the little buddy. They're going to look so beautiful on tassels, and I mean, you could make bracelets and necklaces. You can make whatever you want out of these. They actually are now waterproof because of the glaze, so you really could make just about anything. You could make bookmark tassels, spine tassels, bracelets, necklaces. They could be maybe just a pendant hanging, you know, down. So lots of ideas, lots of options. Okay, you guys, here are some of my others. Let me show you just another option. These little black and white ones, they don't have an end cap, but I have this tiny little bead, and so when I'm going to make a necklace out of these, and I'm going to put this I don't know if I can do it, sort of at the end like that. So just a couple of ideas. You could mix and match wood beads, whatever you want to do. All right, folks, thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope this is giving you some ideas to try for yourself, and I will see you next time.